So, ready to start the project? We're going to be using Microsoft Excel and later Microsoft Word, which are part of the Microsoft Office suite. So you're going to need to be on a computer that has those installed. If you have your own computer that already has that installed, you're good to go. If you have your own computer that isn't a Chromebook, you should be able to install the Office suite for free as a Lincoln College student. There are instructions how to do that posted on Canvas. The other alternative is to use one of the college computers, like one of the ones in the library. So, go on Canvas to the Home or Modules page and scroll down to near the bottom and find where it says Spreadsheet for your name. Click on that and then click to download. And if you right-click, you should be able to tell where you want to save it. But save that, and we'll be working with that same Excel file throughout the project. So remember where you save it, and then open it in Excel. You may have to click where it says Enable Editing. And we're working on question 1 right now, which is the responses to the question of what's your favorite type of entree at the restaurant. The choices, remember, are steak, chicken, pasta, seafood, and other. So click in cell B2 where it says entree, and holding down the button on your mouse or on your keypad, select through all 75 responses. Now go up to the top of the screen where it says Insert. Click on that. And then click where it says Pivot Table. And then a box will pop up and you click where it says OK. That inserts a new sheet like this. And find over here on the right of the screen where it says Entree, there's a checkbox next to that, and you're going to click that checkbox. And you should see this list of choices. If you don't see that, and this is something that you may have to do if you're working on a MacBook, you may have to click on the word Entree and drag it down into the box down here labeled Rows. But what we're going to do next is click on the word Entree and drag it down into the Values box. And that will tell Excel to count all of the responses and tell you how many of each there are. So you're going to get different numbers than what I got, but it's going to look something like this. So I'm going to change the headings to these columns. So I'm going to click in cell A3. Actually, if I double click that, it will let me delete what's there, and I'm going to type in the word Entree. Now I'm going to go to cell B3, double click that, a box popped up, and then where it says Custom Name, I'm going to delete that and type in the word Frequency. Notice that both of those are capitalized. Next, I'm going to delete where it says Grand Total. So I'm going to right-click on the word Grand Total, and in the little pop-up menu, I'm just going to select where it says Remove Grand Total, and that makes that disappear. Now I'm going to make a percent column. So click in cell C3, might have to double-click, and type the word percent. And you may need to go back to it and make it boldface. Notice the little B icon up here. Now we want all 3 of these headings to be the same color. So I selected all 3 of them, and now I'm going up here to the paint can icon, and you can pick whatever color you want. I think the color it was already at was this particular shade of blue, but if you want a different color, Just make sure it's a fairly light color so that you can easily see the words and that they're all three the same color. Now click in cell C4, which is the first empty box below the word %, and type equals B4, and then a slash, which means divided by 75, and hit enter. Now it's going to come up as a decimal. So click back there, and we're going to change that to a % by going up here and clicking on the % button. That converted that to a % and rounded to the nearest whole %. Now I'm going to copy that down to the other rows by clicking on that little box that you see in the lower right corner, that little green box, and then dragging down through the rest of the rows, and that automatically copies down so that that same formula is in all the other cells in that column. Now we're going to add borders and center everything. By the way, if you need to widen any of these columns to have room for everything to show up, you can do that. But select the entire table, everything from A3 down to C8, and go up here, click the little arrow, and select all borders. Now, while we've got everything selected, go up here and click this button for middle align and this button for center. And that will center everything in all of those cells horizontally and vertically, which is what we want. Now go down to the bottom where it says Sheet 1, double click on that, and instead type the word entree. So we've labeled this particular sheet of the spreadsheet file to reflect what it represents, the entree. Now go ahead and save what you have. We're done making the table, and now we're ready to make the Pareto chart. Remember, a Pareto chart is supposed to have the bars in order from highest to lowest. So we are going to sort our data from the most frequent to the least frequent. So click in cell B4 where you have the first frequency and drag down to select all of the frequencies. Now go up here in like the upper right corner of the screen where it says sort and filter. Click that and select where it says sort largest to smallest. Now, while that's still selected, while the frequencies are still selected, go up to the top, click on Insert, and in the middle, where in the Recommended Charts section, we're going to be working with a column chart. So click the little arrow next to the column chart icon and select the first, well, either the first 2D or the first 3D chart. When I did that, it came up looking like this. I want to delete over here where it says total. You might not have that, but if you do, you want to delete that. So click on that and either just hit the delete button on your keyboard, which is easiest, or you can like right click and select delete. And we also want to make this gray bar down here go away. So I'm going to right click on that and then click where it says hide all field buttons on chart. Now click on any one of these words at the bottom of the graph and notice how a box appears around them. We're going to make them all bold. So go up here, click home, click the B. Now click on any one of the numbers over on the right. That puts a box around them and we'll make them bold. Oh, we also want to make them size 10. So let's go back and make the words font size 10. Make them a little bigger. Go up to the top, click where it says total. Might have to double click it. Delete the word total and instead type customers entree. and make that bold and size 11. Now we're going to add a label for the vertical axis. So go up to the top where it says Design. Click on that. Then go over here on the left where it says Add Chart Element. When you click the arrow, you get a menu, and we want, under Axes, Primary Vertical. Oops, sorry, we don't want that. We want Axis Titles, Primary Vertical. When I click that, we got a little box here with the axis, with the words Axis Title. I'm going to delete the word Title, and instead type in the words Number of Customers. Notice I capitalized Number and Customers. And let's make that bold and size 10 if it isn't already. And I'm going to click on those words again and drag them so that they're a little further away from the graph, not quite up so close. Okay, we're almost done. I'm going to remove the outline around the graph. So click somewhere in some blank area up here. Notice the little circles at the corners. Now go up here to the top, click Format, and see where it says Shape Outline. If you click the arrow there, we're going to go down and just click on No Outline. And now, if I click off the graph, you can see there is no outline around the graph. Now all we have to do is save this and then submit it through Canvas. So if you have your graph saved, you have everything saved, you can get out of Excel and go back to Canvas, go to the assignment for question 1, Table and Pareto Chart, submit here. If you click on that, it'll take you to a page like this where you'll be able to submit your Excel file. So click on Start Assignment and then choose File and find where your file is, and then just click Submit Assignment. And notice up here it says Submitted. Now, if something went wrong and you need to submit it again, you can go back to New Attempt. And if you lose your file or don't know where you saved it and you want to download what you submitted, you can click here to download the file that you just submitted. But hopefully everything's submitted okay. You're good to go. If anything is not working for you and you can't figure it out, ask me. But hopefully this went smoothly. You got everything done and submitted and you're good to go.